What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your Monday Night Raw review for July the 22nd, 2024. We have one more Raw before we head to Cleveland for SummerSlam. SummerSlam is heating up. This Raw was phenomenal. I am Matt the Misfit, obviously the host of the podcast, because that's what I do. I post this podcast. Please, before we go into anything, I want you to do me probably the most easiest thing to do. It's a small thing, but it would help me out. Please hit that subscribe button. Comment down below what you thought about tonight's Monday Night Raw. Please follow the social medias. Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter. You can also listen to the audio outlets for the other stuff that we do, or what I do on this show, rather. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music. I don't know why I butchered that one part. I apologize there. A lot of stuff coming up on the channel this week, or the podcast this week. We got two huge pay-per-view events coming up this weekend for STARDOM. They are going to be in Sapporo for their 2-night event. I was trying to debate what I'm going to do with that show. I'm actually going to do my predictions for that show at the end of the podcast for this episode here, because it is a 2-night event that they're coming up here. 2-night event. What I'm going to do, instead of doing a two like I do with WrestleMania, doing two different reviews, I'm just going to have it as one huge review so I can get a lot of things settled into the show. So we're going to talk about that. We got Giulia news I'm going to get to. Actually, before I get into Monday Night Raw, big news out of that here. She spoke to Tokyo Sports ahead of the Marty Gold show, which I think is today. I think there's a Marty Gold show today, where she will be in attendance, quote unquote, for the WWE Japan Tour. She said, and I quote, she was asked about it, where she quoted saying, if I can find, here it is. So she said, "I'll go see it. It seems that things are going to get noisy around the troublemaker," whatever that means. But she said, "I'll go see it." So sure you will. She's going to be on the show, folks. What I said, what was it? Did I tweet this out to anybody? I did, actually. No, I didn't. I did make a tweet about it. I said how I would how I would have handled the signing of, because I think I'm going to announce the signing of Giulia on these shows. I think Osaka, which is the show on, I believe it's a Friday, which is, let me see if I can find it here. This show, okay, so show on Thursday in Osaka. I would have them announce her signing on that show, and then either on the Friday and Saturday shows, you can have her wrestle on said show. I pitched the idea of having her wrestle Alba Fire. I'm perfectly fine with that, so I would do that. So I think that's what they're going to do there. So yeah. But some of the news happened this weekend. Bobby Lashley and MVP, their contracts are set to expire alongside Tamina. They've been removed from the Eternal roster list. It does look like Bobby Lashley, mainly MVP, but also maybe Bobby Lashley will be leaving WWE when their contracts expire. Tamina, probably not, but she seems like she's quietly retired because we don't hear much about anything about her anymore. So, yeah, I'm not gonna go into a big fucking debate about the racism stuff because, yeah, it's not. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this incredible show, Monday Night Raw, which we're gonna get into here. We have a total of 7 matches now announced for SummerSlam, and we're going to get to some of them are. Unfortunately, you guys didn't notice I did not do a pile driver pulse this weekend. I do apologize for that. Man, I'll tell you what, though. I do want to talk about this because, man, what is Triple H doing over there on Friday nights? Like, I feel like somebody else is running SmackDown because SmackDown for the past few weeks has been fucking atrocious. And we get to Monday Night Raw. This is a completely different show. It's like they've done a complete 180, and it's insane. But we're going to talk about here. We've seen some new things on the show as well. We saw the latest in the Wyatt Sicks saga of videotapes. This week we saw one on Nikki Cross, which I'm assuming you're going to see one on Loomis and Gacy next. She didn't say pretty much. She didn't really say anything here, but we'll talk about that. I liked it. We've seen Uncle Howdy get physical on Monday Night Raw, who looked fucking phenomenal. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything here. Let's open up the show here because the show opened up with the Ring General, the person who's going to be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. Gunther came out, says he took some time to reflect on what he said to Damian Priest last week, but immediately takes it back as soon as the crowd started booing him. Says he meant every word of it. Calls Priest and fans bums. That points out the fact that he's kicking off Raw rather than Priest. He says that Priest does not live up to the hype. He says the story doesn't cover up Priest being a wannabe. Gunther then says that today is the day that Judgment Day will be judged by the Ring General. He calls the entirety of Judgment Day in street trash. Calls Priest down to the ring to make him an offer. Lift the weight off his shoulders, and by handing him the World Heavyweight Championship, Priest comes down to the ring. They start going out of here, and they, referees and all this stuff come out to break it up here. It was not the end of that because we went to commercial. We came back. Jackie Redmond was trying to talk about something, and they were going at it again, and then they were both removed from the building. So yeah, at first I was not interested in this match when we found out this was going to be Priest and Gunther. I'm like, that doesn't really intrigue me as a SummerSlam match. That was until last week, where both Priest and Gunther went at it, and oh my God, that was some hot television. And now I'm sold in this match. Now I'm hoping the match delivers because not a lot of Priest's matches have delivered. I like Damian Priest. Gunther always delivers in the ring. But Priest, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Not a lot of Damian Priest matches have hit with me. Even since he's won the World Championship. I didn't care for the Jey Uso match. That may have been the weakest there. Match with McIntyre at Clash of the Castle was fine. The match with Rollins was really good up until the fucking botch that happened with the referee. But, he hasn't had like these classic matches. I don't think he had a fine match with Braun Strowman a few weeks ago. I think it was last week, wasn't it? But how much has Damian Priest actually wrestled since winning the championship? Let's look. Damian Priest. I'm not counting the house shows because that doesn't count to me. Let me go here. So since winning the championship, he's had So he's had a match with Rey Mysterio, which I may have been good. I don't know. It was passable. So let me see here. Hang on a second. Nope. So yeah. So since winning the World Championship. Let me see. I'm looking. When did he win the World Championship? WrestleMania. Because so he wins the championship here. He has the 6-man tag match against Andrade, Jey Uso, and Ricochet before the draft. Then has the Jey Uso match, the match with Rey Mysterio. Then has the clash. Then he has the backlash match. Well, he had the backlash match before that with Jey Uso, which was fucking. I just couldn't sit through that match. He had a match with Rey Mysterio on Raw, which was passable. Then he had the match with Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle, and then last week. So he hasn't really wrestled much as the champion. Now let's look at Cody Rhodes. Since Cody Rhodes won the championship, and we're going to compare here only because I just want to compare things here. So past week he did wrestle a tag match with Kevin Owens against Waller and Theory. A few weeks prior to that, he had a match with Lucas Soko, which ended in disqualification to set up the stuff with not Jey Uso. What the fuck is her name? What the fuck is his name? Oh my God, what is his name? Jacob Fatu. Excuse me. He had the Money in the Bank 6-man tag match that he lost to the Bloodline. Clash of the Castle and Backlash. He had those two incredible matches with AJ Styles. He had a great match with Logan Paul at King of the Ring. He had that great match with Carmella Hayes, which I believe was his first match since winning the championship. So Cody's actually wrestled a lot more than Damian Priest has as the champion. But this segment here tonight kind of it's starting to make me doubt that Damian Priest is not Damian Priest. Gunther is going to win the championship at SummerSlam. Mainly because I feel like, to me, the title program is not Gunther. I feel like is second. It feels weird saying this because it feels weird saying this, and it was kind of like this with Sami Zayn going into WrestleMania. Gunther, as great as he is, because he is phenomenal, feels like a second wheel, a third wheel rather, because the main story is the beef between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. And I think at this point, as much as I would love to see Gunther win the championship, I want to see Finn Balor versus Damian Priest a little bit more with the title on the line. I don't know if I'm going to care as much without the title, because let's say Balor cost Damian at SummerSlam. Okay, what is Balor fighting for, right? Like what did he gain out of this? Because he doesn't get a world title match because he screwed over the person who was the champion. So we'll see. I don't know. Right now, because I depending on how SmackDown is, I may not do. Because I may stop doing SmackDown reviews. I don't know. I may stop SmackDown reviews until SmackDown has a good show. Because past few weeks SmackDown hasn't had a good show since the the Chicago show, and unfortunately, I didn't get to cover that show because stuff was going on in my personal life, so I couldn't do anything like that. But I would have, if I wasn't, busy during that week, I would have done a review for that for those two shows, the Wyatt debut and the other stuff here. But that's what I think about Gunther, Damian Priest. I'm excited for the match. I'm intrigued. I'm more excited for this match than I was a few weeks ago. That's all I'll just say there. Last week got me interested in this match. I hope the match delivers. That's all I'm going to say there. Then we had a number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. The winner of the match would get a shot at Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. It's Ilya Dragunov, Bron Breakker. This match was fucking awesome. The bell rings. Breakker starts going to town on Dragunov. Dragunov does the same thing here. We go to the break. We go back from break. Not Gunther. Dragunov fires off strikes. Breakker. Breakker intercepts him and delivers a gutbuster to him. Later down the line here, Breakker goes to the corner, then sends him crashing into the mat with a powerbomb. Goes for the pin. Does Ilya Dragunov. Breakker kicks out. Breakker delivers an avalanche Frankensteiner, not a Hurricanrana. Nope, I'm not going to call it a Hurricanrana. It's a Frankensteiner. If a Steiner is wrestling, the Hurricanrana is called a Frankensteiner. People need to understand that. Pat McAfee even pointed that out. And goes for the pin. Dragunov kicks out. Man, he wrestles so much. He wrestles more like his dad, but also tends to pull out stuff that his uncle does, which is crazy. I'm still waiting for the day. You know what? I'll talk about it after this match is over. After I finish this match here. Dragunov delivers a superplex. Then goes for the H-bomb. Then sets up on his shoulders up on the apron. Does a Death Valley driver. Looks to fly off the apron. Breakker intercepts with a massive badass spear. Referee gets for the 10 count, but stops herself. So goes to check on Dragunov, and the referee stops the match for a stoppage. Now, I did go back and watch this in slow-mo. Dragunov's head never touched the ring apron, but it made it look like it did. So Bron Breakker gets the win here and is getting the match with Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. They did this to sort of write off Dragunov from now to SummerSlam. Because I think the program coming out of SummerSlam may be Breakker and Dragunov. We'll see. But I'm excited for Breakker and Sami. That's going to be good because their match at Money in the Bank was really, really good. I enjoyed that. What I think is going to happen here, and I talked about this before I finished here. Whew, sorry for yawning. I've been tired lately, so I do apologize. So, I mentioned that he wrestles like his dad and a mixture of his uncle. I was thinking about this, and I was thinking to myself too, when I was looking at the match of Breakker and Sami. I know a lot of people want him to win with the spear, right? Or the other move that he does, the Gorilla Press Slam into the Power Slam. I want him to win the the Intercontinental Championship with the Steiner recliner. And not, I don't mean like the way Scott does it. I mean like, I need him to wrench down and fucking pull back on Sami Zayn looking like he's gonna break his back. Winning the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam on a big stage like SummerSlam with your uncle's submission hold. Come on, it writes itself. That's what I would do. But that is your next new match announced for SummerSlam. Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, Part 2 for the Intercontinental Championship. To all the fucking people on the internet who were like, Bron Breakker is buried, should have pulled the trigger on Bron Breakker. The word buried was thrown around a lot this past few days. Bron Breakker's buried. Triple H buried fucking Bobby Lashley. All this shit. Like, come on now. Look up what the term buried means. What happened to Selena Vega last week was a burial. What was it, Selena? I'm pretty sure it was Selena Vega that had a match. Was it Selena? I could have sworn it was Selena Vega that had that match with Sonya Deville last week, right? Yeah, that was a fucking burial, is what it was. That, to me, that is burial. Not, how long did Sami and Bron Breakker go at the pay-per-view? Not a 13-minute Intercontinental Championship match that was really fucking good. Okay, no. That's not a burial. Okay, because right now you have Bron Breakker just killing a bunch of fools here. Bron Breakker's not getting buried. He is going to win the Intercontinental Championship. I've already spoiled that he's going to win the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam, and I hope he does it with the Steiner recliner. So there's that. First bit of Judgment Day. We've seen outside of the Damian Priest stuff. We are going to the Judgment Day's clubhouse. We see a Rhea Ripley update the rest of the group as to what's going on in relating to the group. Dominic then pulls Rhea aside and asks her about her flirty interactions with Jey Uso on social media. Rhea dismissed them as her just having fun. Tells him not to pick a fight with Jey Uso because who was it that said this? Oh, it was about getting a match with Jey Uso and all that stuff there. And Finn Balor's like, are you picking the side of Jey Uso? And Balor, and she just walks off and says, "No, I'm not." And she walks off. Balor tells Dominic that he knows what he has to do when it comes to Jey Uso. Then we see Adam Pearce standing with the two referees from last week as Drew McIntyre shakes his hand, and it looks like he has been reinstated from his suspension, and it looks like he's apologized to the two referees that he beat up at Money in the Bank. We go to a backstage segment with Otis, Maxine Dupree, Xavier Woods celebrating Akira Tozawa's birthday. Happy birthday to Akira Tozawa. I think his contract is coming up too. Then we have, at this point, we found out that Luther and Priest were sent home. Then we have Sonya Deville taking on Lyra Valkyria. This was fine. Valkyria gets Deville up on her shoulders. Deville escapes, looks to land Deville's advocate, which sounds like Devil's Advocate. I guess that was the point. Valkyria avoids it. Gut wrench. Michinoku driver, which actually looked really good, to Deville. She sends the top rope, does Lyra. Shayna distracts the referee. Stark trips her. Katana and Kaden come out to beat up Zoe and Shayna. Lyra delivers a drop kick into the middle, through the middle ropes to take them out. Take out Zoe and Shayna, obviously. Deville intercepts and delivers her Devil's Advocate for the win. And yeah, it was fine, passable match, I guess. Sonya Deville gets a win after last week, where she fucking destroyed Selena Vega. Actually, they did play up to that this week, and when we get to that, which I thought was pretty nice there. But there is that. We got our first Wyatt Sicks segment on the show. This was when the stuff with Nikki Cross of the Sister Abigail. We says that, tells Nikki to look at herself as the montage plays of her stuff, and gets this horrible scream that scared the shit out of me. And that was that. Nothing too special about it. I still liked it, but Nikki didn't say anything. She screamed, but that was about it. One of the things, though, this did confirm, which I kind of already knew, but a lot of people were so convinced that this was not Nikki Cross, that the veiled bride through this whole Nightbird campaign was Alexa, was an allude to Alexa Bliss or connection to Alexa Bliss, that the bride was Alexa Bliss or whatever, because it didn't look like her. Well, WWE told you and confirmed to you. They showed her up on the screen, flashed it during the segment. The veiled bride, the one we've seen in the Nightbird promo, the teases and the QR codes and stuff. It was Nikki Cross. That was that. This image. Well, I don't have it. The image I'm looking at, which is the cabin with the candles on it and the veiled bride. That is Nikki Cross. You can, and looking at it more, you can see the dark hair, which is Nikki Cross, which Alexa Bliss does not have. It's the same outfit that Nikki Cross has been coming out with since the Wyatt Sicks debuted. So y'all gotta stop the illusion that is the bride actually Nikki Alexa Bliss? It's not. It's Nikki Cross. Alexa Bliss will be integrated into the storyline, right? But she's not going to be a part of the Wyatt Sicks. If anything, she might actually, from what I've heard, is going to be more of a target for Alexa for the Wyatts than anything else, right? Because right now the Wyatts are baby faces. We don't even know if Alexa Bliss is going to come back as a baby face or heel. She may come back as the Alexa Bliss. Everybody actually started liking more than the weird shit that Vince McMahon had her do it. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I know a lot of people think, like, what? Just listen. I know Alexa Bliss said that the legally stuff was Triple H's idea. I call bullshit on that, because if it was Triple H's idea, when Alexa Bliss came back from whatever the fuck they had her do, when Triple H took over creative, Lily the doll would have been one of the things that came with her. And even when they started integrating her into the Bray Wyatt stuff, because when Bray Wyatt came back, she was not doing the fucking Lily the doll shit. And then when they did the stuff with her and Howdy, they weren't talking about no damn doll. So no, I don't think Lily the doll is coming back. Why? We don't need this. We don't need the supernatural shit to be part of this. I've already seen people say that, oh, this is absolutely a supernatural group. It's not. They're just 5 people who are out of their fucking mind. Have y'all guys seen the movie The Devil's Rejects or The House of a Thousand Corpses? That is what this group. I hit my microphone. That is what this group is. I mean, you look at it. You look at Bo Dallas versus Uncle Howdy. You can see the resemblance of him and that and a whatever movie version of Rob Zombie exists. And we'll get to Uncle Howdy later, but yeah, the veiled bride is Nikki Cross. Time to accept that and move on. What I won't be moving on from is CM Punk. Yes, CM Punk is back after his 1 week hiatus. Because 2 weeks ago, when CM Punk came out, and I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. Oh, it was the segment with Punk and it was the post Money in the Bank segment where Punk came out and wanted to get his hands on Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins came out and a lot of stuff there, and Pierce told Punk to stay home so we can settle this stuff here. Well, Punk comes out, says it's great to be live on a Monday night in Wisconsin because they were in Green Bay. Says it's time to stay in Green Bay, and his pink shoes with the blood of a Scottish psychopath. He says he says he's talked to his surgeon on Saturday. Or he saw a surgeon on Saturday, and the surgeon said that he's medically cleared to compete again, which I had heard that news on Sunday, actually, that Punk was cleared. Calls Drew McIntyre out to the ring. He starts taping up his wrists. He comes out. McIntyre comes out, tells Punk that he can't explain how long he's waited for this to come out there and beat the shit out of him. But he says he's not going to do that. Not tonight. Punk says, basically, Punk is like, I don't give a shit. I want to fight you. So he goes out there and chases him. Security comes out, and Drew's like, calm down, Punk. This match is too big for somewhere like Wisconsin and Green Bay. He starts parading around with Punk's bracelet that he stole from him in Chicago a few weeks ago. Punk is trying to break loose here. He's trying to get Drew's still talking here, but Adam Pearce makes his way out to the ring, tells Punk that there's a reason McIntyre doesn't want to fight tonight. He announces that McIntyre's suspension is lifted, and he talks about Punk being medically cleared, and confirms that finally at SummerSlam we're going to get CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre one-on-one. Says that we have a referee problem. Not Drew McIntyre. First he says, until then, none of you two cannot touch each other, because if you guys lay a finger on each other, the match is off, and both one of y'all, if not both, will be suspended indefinitely. Then talks about the referee problem. Cue Mr. Seth Rollins music hit, and he's basically like, I'm going to be your special guest referee for the match at SummerSlam. And Drew McIntyre is beside himself. Maybe Punk is just beside himself, but at that point, he just wants to beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre. So the match is made official. We are finally getting it. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. I can't fucking wait. This is my main event. Fuck Solo Sikoa versus Sikoa. Fuck Solo Sikoa. Okay. So, now, I did do some research of this because I wanted to see when was CM Punk's last last pay-per-view singles match for WWE, right? CM Punk. So let's look at it. So all right, so his last singles match, televised singles match, was Monday Night Raw, January 20th, 2014, when he wrestled, unfortunately, Billy Gunn. Obviously, his last pay-per-view match we saw was the Royal Rumble, where he was eliminated by Cody Rhodes to win his second Royal Rumble. His last pay-per-view match that is not the Royal Rumble was the handicap match at TLC. I think it was TLC, if I can find it there. Give me a second. TLC. Yeah, TLC 2013, where he defeated, oddly enough, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and who is the special referee of this match? Seth Rollins. Could you imagine that? That is fucking hilarious to me. I don't know why. Anywho. Okay. So the last singles match on the last pay-per-view singles match for CM Punk in WWE was Battleground 2013, where he defeated fucking Ryback. Yes, that Ryback. God, I hate 2013. Okay, outside of me graduating, I hated 2013. If I'm being 100% honest, that's it. But yeah, and I guarantee the match was fucking terrible too, because it was Ryback. I mean, come on now. But this will be CM Punk's first singles match on pay-per-view since Battleground 2013. He is going to take on Drew McIntyre. Now, this has a clear resemblance of 1997. And why is that, you ask? Well, in 1997, we set up, because this is 27 years, I believe it's 27, isn't it 27 years since? Let me see, hang on a second. I don't want to get the dates wrong here, or not the dates, but yeah, 27 years since the very first Bad Blood pay-per-view, since the very first Hell in a Cell match, right? We're getting to a Hell in a Cell match with most likely CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But my point here is somewhat similar, but not in the same way here, because in 1997, we had a WWF Championship match between The Undertaker defending against Bret Hart in the main event. Shawn Michaels was the special referee because at the time he hated, like legitimately, furiously hated, oh my God, Bret Hart, right? And at that time he didn't. Up until that point, he did not have any issues with The Undertaker. So the ruling of so if I can let me look up SummerSlam 97 here, right? So SummerSlam 97. I want to see if I get that correct verbiage here. Okay, so the rules for Shawn Michaels officiating here. We don't know what Rollins' officiating rules are going to be here, but he says, had Bret not won the WWF title, Bret Hart would not wrestle in the United States ever again. Also, if Shawn Michaels had any bias towards either wrestler while officiating, he would not be allowed to wrestle in the United States ever again. So, in this situation, right, I know a lot of people said, well, you know, CM Punk is Bret Hart and Drew McIntyre is the Undertaker because Punk is a CM Punk. CM Punk is a Bret Hart fan. Well, I said yes, he is, but you've got to reverse the roles here because sure he can't stand. Sure, Mike. Not Sean. Seth Rollins, sure, he hates Drew McIntyre, but he hates CM Punk a lot more. All right, so in this situation, CM Punk is the Undertaker, and Drew McIntyre is Bret Hart. we're going to have a setup here where somewhere down the line, because in the 97 SummerSlam main event, Bret Hart gets to get a chair. Sean takes the chair from Bret Hart, and he's getting in Bret's face. Bret spits at Shawn Michaels, and Sean goes to swing the chair for Bret, and Bret ducks, and he ends up whacking the Undertaker in the head, and which he then is forced to count the 3, giving Bret Hart the championship, and also over in the same way fucking over the Undertaker. We're not gonna get a chair shot here, but we're gonna have a spot here where Drew McIntyre is going to play the part of Bret Hart. He's going to do something to piss off Shawn Michaels. They're both going to do something to piss off Shawn Michaels, but he's going to do something to piss off Shawn Michaels more, to the point where he's going to go to try to hit Drew, and Drew's going to duck, and he's going to level CM Punk, and he's going to have no choice but to count CM Punk's shoulders to the mat, which then to me would set up the only triple threat match that these three will ever have, which is in Berlin, which is going to be in Berlin for Bash in the Berlin. Who wins that? I don't know. I can see CM Punk should get the win on Drew McIntyre, right? In that second match there, if you want to do that, because then it'd be tied 1-1. Then you go into Bad Blood and do the Hell in a Cell match with McIntyre and CM Punk, and I should think they should have some type of a stipulation in this. Not like, I know the special referee thing is the stipulation, but I mean, like, kind of like in '97, like if Bret hadn't won the championship, he can never wrestle in the United States ever again. Or whatever, right? Something like that. I don't know what it would be like. If Rollins showed any bias from anyone here, he would no longer be able to wrestle. He'd be fired or something. I don't know, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see if we get there, though. I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to pull this off. What route they're going to go here. It is obviously a reminiscence, like I said, of SummerSlam '97. The roles are reversed here. Punk is the Undertaker, and Drew is Bret Hart. Obviously, funny enough, Shawn Michaels in the situation is Seth Rollins, which is funny. But there's that. So, yeah. We see Dominic Mysterio's ass run into, not his ass. We've seen somebody else's ass. My point is, Dominic Mysterio runs into Liv Morgan. Finn Balor catches them, and then catches them speaking. Liv Morgan lives. Liv Morgan lives. Oh my God. It's been a night. Liv Morgan leaves. Oh man, I'm not editing that out. That's funny. Liv Morgan lives. I was trying to say Liv Morgan leaves, but when reading the notes, it also said live at the beginning. So it somehow said Liv Morgan lives. I don't know how the fuck I did that. Okay, so we see Otis, Tozawa, and Xavier Woods with Maxine Free. They get ready to make their way down the ring for the six-man tag against the Final Testament. Sami Zayn chats with Kathy Kelly about Bron Breakker. He's hearing a noise. It's the Judgment Day attacking Jey Uso. He helps fight off with Jey Uso the Judgment Day, which we find out the main event's going to be Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So there's that. So we had actually a really good six-man tag match. For once, I enjoyed a Karrion Kross match. on the main roster. Shocking, I know. I've been fucking critical of his run on the main roster since the first and second times he was here. This was actually really good because, you know, I mean, I know a lot of people do not like the Authors of Pain, but the Authors of Pain is actually a really good powerhouse tag team. Cross, when he can be, he's not bad. He just chooses to be bad in the ring. Xavier Woods is great. Otis is great. We know how great Akira Tozawa can be when he's on his game. But this was great, though. Final Testament obviously get the win here. Cross gets Woods on one shoulder, sends him crashing into the mat with the final prayer for the win here. We set up a rematch, or not a rematch, a match between Woods and Cross next week on Raw. This match also came about because Cross took out Kofi Kingston. There seems like they're teasing something with Woods. We'll see what happens there. But there's that. After this match, we've seen Chad Gable come out with his new Alpha Academy, the Creed brothers. Chad Gable tries to basically offer another chance to Otis. Otis turned him down. While for that, Chad Gable talks mad shit about the Otis and all that stuff, and talks about the Wyatt Sicks stuff and all that thing. And the Creeds and Chad Gable start beating up Otis and Tozawa. And while this stuff is going on, he's grabbing a chair, 2 chairs. Looks like they're gonna do a concerto of some sort to Otis, and the lights start dimming out here, and we hit the piano here of the Wyatt Sicks. We see Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Eric Rowan come out. They just stand at the ring apron while the credits look like they were written to beat him up if they threaten to come near him. And then when I saw this happen, like, Bo Dallas is just going to come right from behind him, isn't he? And he did, as Uncle Howdy. And he, first of all, let me tell you something. When he came around, my fucking brain made me thought for a split second that was Bray Wyatt. Like, it's really fucking eerie that Bo Dallas looks so much like his brother, but slimmed down. It's weird, but I'm all for it. He hits a Sister Abigail, a nasty, probably one of the best Sister Abigails I've ever seen. Probably the one this one may have outdone the one he did that Bray did to Bryan and to at the Royal Rumble, and then the one he did to Royal Rumble 2014, and the one Bray did to oh god, who was it that he did to? That was really fucking good. Oh my god, what was his name? Rey Mysterio. But man, Uncle Howdy, who looked fucking awesome, by the way. He looked so. If this is gonna be his wrestling attire, I'm fine with it. But he put the Sister Abigail. First of all, he put him in the position for Sister Abigail, and Green Bay went absolutely fucking bananas. This man got a massive pop, and then hits the Sister Abigail move because it looks. And thank God, I'm actually perfect. I'm more happy that they're going to keep the name Sister Abigail because changing the name of the move would have been kind of dumb in my opinion. But anyways, Chad Gable sold the ever living shit out of the Sister. He drove into the mat and he made it look like he had just got decapitated. It was so brutal, but I loved every bit of it here. And from everything I've been hearing and being told, this is going to be another match added to SummerSlam. And it's going to be a singles match. Chad, at this point, it needs to be a singles match. Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy at SummerSlam. They haven't officially announced it yet, but that's what I feel like this is going to be the direction here. We're going to probably get the official announcement next week, if not on Raw Talk already. But and then we can go into maybe a 6-man tag or whatever for Berlin or Bad Blood. We'll see in that end there. But this is great. The Wyatt Sicks continue to be one of the best things in WWE right now. I know a lot of people didn't really care for the Nikki Cross thing, but I didn't mind it. Uncle Howdy is the one who said this stuff here. Maybe we'll get a Nikki Cross actual interview next week. We'll never know. But I feel like we might know. We might or might not know. We don't know. But I feel like the Uncle and the Nikki Cross thing tonight was by design because her character is supposed to be out of her fucking mind. So just like Rowan, just like Gacy, just like Loomis, just like Howdy, they're supposed to be all out of their fucking mind. It's a fucking cult. What do you expect? They're fucking lunatics. So then we go to what was supposed to be Bronson Reed versus Pete Dunne, but the match never gets underway because Sheamus just fucking levels Pete Dunne with a bro kick. Sheamus then goes after Bronson Reed. Sheamus lands a bro kick on Reed, delivers the 10 beats of the Bodhrán to Pete Dunne, looks to land a bro kick on Pete Dunne again. Dunne avoids it. Sheamus erupts to land one on. He lands a bro kick onto Bronson Reed instead. So this is going to be a triple threat match. It might just be a triple threat match on Raw, but I'm very looking forward to it here. I'm very happy that Pete Dunne is a heel again. Oh my God, I'm telling you, I'm just happy Pete Dunne's a heel. To me, Pete Dunne as a heel is a better Pete Dunne. Babyface Pete Dunne doesn't really do it for me. I'm more content with having a heel Pete Dunne than anything else. So we go back to the Judgment Day's lounge here. Their playhouse. Rhea Ripley asks everyone else what happened. Finn Balor announces that he got a match with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn later tonight. Says that he's got a singles match with Gunther next week, which, oh my God, sticking into my veins. Please, Triple H. Triple H is doing a match he wanted to do before the world shut down in 2020. This was supposed. I'll get to that in a second here. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Rhea then chews out everyone for disobeying her. Tells Dominic that they're going into the ring because apparently Carlito stitched on fucking Dominic, saying, "Oh, why did you ask Liv Morgan?" So, like I said, next week it's going to be Balor and Gunther. This match was originally scheduled to take place as the main event for NXT UK TakeOver Dublin. It was supposed to be Gunther at the time when he was Walter defending the NXT UK title against Finn Balor when Finn Balor was a white meat babyface, right? Or no, not really. He was, but they were setting it up. They were doing the vignettes and stuff like that, and then the world shut down, and we never got the Finn Balor Gunther match that we wanted. So, but we're getting it next week, and I cannot wait. So, Rhea Ripley comes to the ring, tells Liv Morgan that she wants Dominic. That if she wants Dominic, she can come and get him. Liv Morgan is in the crowd. Says that she won't be coming down to the ring because she has self-control, whatever the fuck that means. She says she can't wait until SummerSlam. Then she says that she came down to the ring to declare that she and Dominic have feelings for each other. Morgan says, gorgeous men like Dominic don't go for girls like Rhea Ripley. Then she said they do go for girls who look like Liv Morgan, and that image of her twirling around is on the fucking internet, breaking the internet everywhere, and she's like trending right now. Rhea looks to go after Morgan. Dominic holds her back, tells Rhea to let him take care of things. Morgan says that she knows that what Dominic is going to say. She tells him that she feels the same way. She wants him to say those three little words, and he does. He says, "Liv Morgan, I hate you." Tells Morgan that I hate you. You ruined my life. And says some things in Spanish and whatnot. Liv Morgan starts to cry and heads out of the crowd. Rhea smiles, whispers, and then licks and plants a kiss onto Dominic's cheek. And I can tell you right now, everyone else on social media was the Dolph Ziggler gif of, it should have been me. Man, some of you, I know that's going to get a lot of views going into SummerSlam there. This is some spicy shit, okay? This is wait until they get the fucking Netflix, okay? But this is good. Maybe not the woman shaming that Liv Morgan was doing, but everything else around it was good, I thought. So there's that. And then we got Zoe Stark versus Selena Vega. Now I mentioned this earlier that Selena Vega came out with an arm, her arm in a cast, and I think it was Kathy Kelly that came down to the ring. Basically, are you sure that's smart with the cast and whatnot here? I'm assuming going into last week, and they're playing into it, which I thought was great. But match is all right here. Selena Vega gets the win here with a distraction off of Code Red from everything else going around, and Code Red to Zoe Stark for the win. Selena Vega gets the win here. So they didn't bury Selena Vega this week again, thank God, because people would have fucking lost their shit if that happened. But women's factions are getting built up here, and obviously, right now, Damage Control is on a 2-week hiatus. They're on their little vacation. But also getting ready to go do the Japan Tour this weekend. They will be back hopefully for next week, or maybe I would personally hold off Damage Control until after SummerSlam. But I'm telling you, that babyface return and run is going to hit like crack. I can tell you that right now. Ooh, excuse me. So we go to backstage here. We see a request here from Xavier Woods talking about his wants a match with Karen Cross, and he gets it. Drew McIntyre walks in to complain about Seth Rollins being the referee and says, "Why didn't you tell me about it?" Not Priest. Nope, not Priest. Adam Pearce then informs. By the way, Adam Pearce unblocked me on Twitter. Thank you, Adam Pearce. Stardom is still not unblocked me on Twitter. I don't know what I fucking did to Stardom, but I did something. I'm still going to review their shows, but anyways. He informs McIntyre that he and Punk will be meeting in the ring with Rollins next week to go over Rollins' official referee instructions, whatever the fuck that means. But it probably means what I said about the SummerSlam 97 stuff here. So we see Isla Dawn and Alba Fire getting confronted with Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, kind of teasing some stuff there. And then I think they said they're going to be on SmackDown this week, but SmackDown was taped last week. So anyway, but you get my point there. Again, I think Giulia is going to wrestle on one of the Friday or Saturday show, maybe against Alba Fire. We'll see. We've seen a video package of Gunther going over the history of the new World Heavyweight Championship. Gives props to the Seth Rollins, not so much to Drew McIntyre, and buries his opponent for SummerSlam. All that stuff there. That was some great stuff here. Then we got the main event. Sami Zayn, Jey Uso versus the Judgment Day. Match was great here. I'm just going to go through the end of the match here because I am actually going over my time limit because I don't want to go over to 2 hours like I do on the Pile Driver Pulse when I go through a lot of stuff here. But near the end of it, Jey Uso makes a blind tag to then lands a super kick onto JD McDonough. He and Zayn deliver the 1D onto McDonough, goes for the pin. Balor breaks it up. Now legal Balor then surprises Jey with a sling blade. Jey delivers a super kick to Finn Balor. McDonough sends Jey's face bouncing off the rope. Balor delivers a missile drop kick to Jey Uso in the corner. McDonough tags in. Balor delivers a coup de grace to Jey Uso. McDonough follows it up with a moonsault, goes to the pin. Zayn breaks the follow up. McDonough and Balor look to send Jay crashing on the apron. Zayn pulls down Balor, then delivers a hoover kick to Jay McDonough, levels Balor, Dominic, and Toledo on the outside. Jay delivers the Uso splash on McDonough to get the win. After the match, no time wasted. Bron Breakker spears Sami Zayn out of the boots as the show goes off the air. So that was Monday Night Raw. I thought Monday Night Raw was actually a very, very good episode of Monday Night Raw. Raw more recently has been the better show. Like, somebody asked me if you were to rank the current WWE programming that's on television right now between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, I would say Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. I don't watch NXT week to week. I watched the last 2 episodes of NXT weekly because I want to see what's going on with Roxanne Perez and all that stuff. Roxanne Perez, by the way, last week did officially name drop Stephanie McCure and Giulia. This was the first time that they've acknowledged that Giulia is coming to NXT. So we're getting close to that eventual Giulia match with Roxanne, which is most likely happening at No Mercy on September the 1st. But other than that, like I thought the CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins segment was really good. I thought the Wyatt Sicks looked great. Uncle Howdy looks phenomenal. I thought the opening match between not McDonough, fucking Ilya and Bron was great, and the main event I thought was really good. I enjoyed the final testament match here. The Gunther Priest stuff is good stuff. So overall, I a pretty enjoyable show. I pray to God, to whatever God exists, that I hope SmackDown fucking picks up the pace, because I'm fucking just over the same bullshit on SmackDown with the fucking Bloodline coming out, giving fucking triple power bombs to goddamn people through the damn announce table. It's every week now. They've been doing it since Jacob Fatu debuted. It's kind of getting stale now. The wrestling hasn't been that great either. The Logan Paul segment from last week was I hated it. So I was not a fan of SmackDown this past week. So, or the week before that. So, what's going up on the show the podcast this weekend? Well, we do not have Dynamite because AEW's kind of pissed me off. It's kind of not pissed me off. It's just I don't have the same love for AEW that I did 4 years ago. Right. Not even 3. Actually, not even last year. Like, I was more. If you notice, I reviewed Dynamite a lot more last year than I did previous year. Well, because I started the podcast in 2022 when the first Clash of the Castle happened, and then I did the Dynamite reviews and all that stuff, and then AEW pay-per-view reviews, and since I want to say Double or Nothing, my interest in AEW is just fucking. I mean, I still watch the show. It's just my interest in reviewing the product on a weekly basis for a standalone review keeps going down. And even I look at the views, because I see what works on my channel and what doesn't. The AEW reviews, outside of the unfortunate news of Jay Briscoe passing away last year, or was it last year? Was it last year? When did Jay Briscoe die? I'm pretty sure it was last year. Jay Briscoe. It was last year. Okay, so other than that, they haven't really done much for me, right? So which is one of the reasons why I cut the weekly standalone AEW reviews and set them onto the Pile Driver Pulse on Sundays. The Sunday show, right? I mean, I look at my Joshi reviews that I do, and for STARDOM and the Bodyguard review that I did last weekend for Summer Destiny and the the one the you know the Wrestle Kingdom 17 show that I did. Unfortunately I didn't get to do the review for Wrestle Kingdom 18, which I did on the Pile Driver Pulse, but and then the Historic Crossover show and the multiple Stardom shows that I do, right? Those do more numbers for me than more Raw than SmackDown. And the pay-per-view. The pay-per-views do a good number too. It's just they do better, right? There's a part of me that might just turn my podcast into a Joshi stream or whatever, But anyways, so there won't be a Dynamite review this week because I've seen the card looks fucking atrocious. Though I do want to admit, I'm loving what they're doing with Shida. I saw what they did with Shida on the Collision show. She's getting better in English promos, but she's more comfortable. She looks more comfortable in it. Seems like they're doing a teasing a heel turn here, which I'm all for. Right? I love that she questioned that. Britt Baker comes back and she immediately gets a fucking title shot. Basically back in line, and so she's gonna have a match with Britt Baker on Dynamite. Obviously, we get the dumbass Blood and Guts match, which I'm kind of fucking not very looking forward to that because my interest in Blood and Guts match went immediately down the second the fucking Acclaimed were put into it. I like Swerve, I like Darby, I like Mark Briscoe, I like Anthony Bowens. Fuck Max Caster. I could give two shits about Jack Briscoe. Fuck the Young Bucks. Okada's the best thing on AEW television outside of Tony Storm and Mariah May. Hangman Page is great. Fuck Chris Jericho. I have no interest in seeing Chris Jericho beat Minoru. I don't want to see Minoru Suzuki take a pinfall loss to fucking Chris Jericho in 2024. I do not give a shit about MJF, the international champion, at all. I don't. Mariah May, I hope she wins the AEW championship at All In. Hopefully Jamie Hayter comes back. I hope the God of Karashida beats Britt Baker, but I know that's not happening. I just know that's not happening. So there is that. SmackDown. I don't even know what the fuck was announced. I don't think anything was announced for SmackDown this week. So we will see on that end. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about here before I get into the preview and predictions for Sapporo show on the 27th and 28th. I think that's it. I think that may be it for this week here. I may do a SmackDown review, whether or not it depends on whether or not the show is good or not. If the show sucks, no, you're not getting a SmackDown review. That's how it is. I'm sorry. All right, let's get into this preview and predictions here for SummerSlam. Oh, the SummerSlam card. Let's look at the new updated SummerSlam card here. So there are 7 matches now official for SummerSlam. Remember, last year SummerSlam had, I believe, a total of 9 matches. Current matches announced for the show are Damian Priest defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther. Bayley defending the WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax. Those two got the the King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring wins to get these 2 matches here. Cody Rhodes will unfortunately defend the WWE title against McDonald's next cashier worker, Solo Sikoa. LA Knight will finally get his United States Championship match against Logan Paul. Liv Morgan will defend against Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. And Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Bron Breakker. So, should be good. Should be good. Should be a good match. It should be a good show. Hopefully, I'm expecting maybe the tag team titles are being added to the show, maybe with DIY versus the Gorillas of Destiny, because you'd be a fucking fool not to put Johnny Gargano. As of right now, it doesn't look like the fucking Miz is going to be on SummerSlam. Thank fucking God. But it does, but I hope they got DIY, because putting Johnny Gargano belongs in his hometown on a big show like SummerSlam. And I do think Uncle Howdy versus Chad Gable is going to be added to that show as well. Let's go through the preview and predictions for night 1 and 2 of the Sapporo show for STARDOM coming up this Saturday and Sunday. We got night 1. Ami Sohrei no longer. That's another news story that I wanted to bring up. I forgot to talk about that at the beginning of the show. It was originally supposed to be Ami Sohrei taking on Arina Yamagami. However, during that press conference, it was announced that Ami Sohrei will be going under the knife for a torn ACL that she's having to deal with for the last 2 years, and she's finally going to go get it fixed. Kudos to her for not only wrestling the last 2 5-star Grand Prix with a messed up knee, but she's been wrestling a lot since that, and whenever she suffered that knee injury. So kudos to her. She's a real warrior. I wish her nothing but a speedy recovery. She's already had the surgery, but again, I wish nothing but the best for Ami Sohrei. I hope she comes back very, very soon. But we're gonna go. I don't know if there was a new match. Actually, hold on. Hang on a second. I think there's a new card announced for this show here. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me go to We Are Stardom's. Here we go. Let's go here. See if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the. We got all 4 blocks here. That's later. So let me see if I can find. I'm going to find the qualifiers, by the way, in a few hours for some of the parts for the what the fuck is it called? 5-star Grand Prix. But let me look at the card here for the Sapporo show if I can find. I know they have I know there was some new things announced. I think the full card was made official. Let me see if we can find it though. Okay, so again, Hall show. I'm trying. Hang on a second. Okay, here we go. No, that's not it. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it now. I know it's in here. I know there was a new card announced. I'm trying to find it now. This is not it. Where the fuck is it? I know it's in here. Hang on a second. All right, hang on a second. I know for a fact that the new card was announced. This might be it here. This might actually be it here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I believe this is the new one here. Yeah, okay, this may be the new one here. Okay, so, all right, so we have, I believe it might be night 1. I am not entirely sure. It's night 2, actually. Nope. I know there's a full card here, and I'm trying to find it here. Hang on a second. Hold on. Unfortunately, the Stardom website is no help, and no one else is helping me out here. So there will be no predictions for these 2 shows here. I'm just going to review the show. Unfortunately, Stardom is a fucking piece of shit company that doesn't want me to. Because I can't. There's no. I can't do a prediction show for our company that. Can't even decide what night is what night, because I'm looking at this site here, and what's supposed to be it's supposed to be on night 2 is listed under night 1, and the the New Blood title match apparently is no longer on this show. So I don't know what the fuck is on what show anymore. So I'm just gonna watch the show, okay? Because what in the hell? What? Stardom. Either do what New Japan does and get a and fucking get invest in an English website for people who do not speak Japanese or understand it, because New Japan has both an English page and a Japanese page. If you can't take the time to translate a fucking page for people, don't bother having a website. I'm sorry, but my God. Because apparently the I don't know. I'll just review the show here, and I'll let you guys know what's happening here. But I do know that Suzu Suzuki is coming back on the show tonight. So yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add here. That was my little rant on Stardom's fucking useless website. Usually Wikipedia. So usually people have these Wikipedia pages set up here, and I usually go to Scotty, but he doesn't even have the damn. He normally is on top of the card. He doesn't even have the card that listed on here. Oh wait, no, yes he does. Okay, well, okay, he has it here. Okay, so okay, I have it now. I found it. All right, I'm gonna actually finally do it. Okay, I apologize for the. Don't apologize for the rant, but I'm gonna go through it here. Finally, I have it. Thank you, Scotty Wrestling, for putting this up here. Because Stardom was no fucking help at all. Okay, so we have the Future of Stardom Championship match on night one. Rina versus Rina Yagami. I can see Rina retaining, but I'm right now. I'm gonna go with Rana Yagami to get the win here, because it's gonna set up. Hopefully, if the match is still happening on Sunday, unless they've changed it now, where the New Blood titles are changing hands. But anyways, like I said, the 5-star Grand Prix tournament thing, that's still happening. Tam Nakano, I'm still keeping Tam Nakano's match with Saya Carrera. That's going to be Tam Nakano to get the win here. We have a World of Stardom title preliminary, whatever the fuck that means. I have no idea what the fuck that even means. Mayu Iwatani versus Hanako. I'm going to go with Mayu Iwatani. And the main event of night one is going to be Sardiano defending the Wonder of Stardom Championship against Natsupoi. Unfortunately, Natsupoi is not getting it here. I'm still saying, because I don't want them to fucking keep a hot potato with the fucking white belt. Okay? So Sardiano, I think Sardiano is going to win here and retain the white belt. Night two, hopefully, I hope nothing is changing here, because apparently, okay, so on here, on his thing, the New Blood titles are not being defended on here. So I'm still picking Rina and Izuba to Azuna to get the New Blood tag team titles, because they are just a great tag team there. But, all right, so we have a high-speed championship match, Saya Kamitani versus Mei Sete. I think Saya Kamitani is going to retain here. I don't see any reason to take the title off of her at the very moment here. Do it later. Maybe, I don't know. So there's that. Then we go into whether or not we don't know if Natsubo's going to be the champion at this point, the white belt champion, but it doesn't really matter. She's going to be teaming with Tam Nakano. It's going to be Mel Tier. Probably, I think it's maybe the first Mel Tier tag match in a while. They're going to take on the team of Hanan and Mayu Iwatani, which for some reason tells me that if Mayu Iwatani is tagging with Hanan, something tells me Hanan and Wingori are going to lose the other titles here. We got the other 5-star. This is I think it's maybe the blue or red stars. They haven't really decided on that there for I got one of the final spots here. And then Hanako, one of her last matches, will take on Sakura. I'm going to go with Hanako to get the win here. And then the main event of the match is Micah defending the World of Stardom Championship against Natsuko Toro. I think Natsuko Toro is winning the red belt here. So just something is telling me that Natsuko, I feel like the story is right there. People don't see it. The people didn't see it last year with Micah and Suzu, which is sad to me. Okay. The story for the three people, Micah is like a fourth wheel in this entire thing, right? The story right now is between Natsuko Toro, Saya Kamatani, and Momo Watanabe. So Saya Kamatani said that she was going to be out there to help out Micah to defend them off from the rest of Oedo Tai. Originally on the show, it was going to be, I believe, originally on night one, God Tai was going to defend the Goddess titles against Momo and Tekla. That's been moved off of the show for the show that's coming on in a few hours. Same thing with the New Blood match. It seems like a lot of things were moved around after Ami Sohrei got hurt, but so here's my thing. I'm going to say that Saya Kamatani is going to accidentally cost Micah the match and the title. Natsuko Toro is going to walk away with the red belt champion. Listen, I don't want her to be the champion, but if it fits the story they're telling, if it's for the storyline, and if it makes sense for the storyline, you do it. Because I stated, as much as I'm enjoying, because listen, I love Micah. She's one of my absolute favorite performers right now in Stardom. I'm loving her title run. The story they've been telling tells me that Micah is not walking into Dream Queendom on the 29th of December in Kurgan Hall as Red Belt champion. Natsuko Toro is, because I think at this stage of the game, I think Saya Kamatani is winning the 5-star Grand Prix. And I think Momo Watanabe, whether people want to admit it or not, because they're still not that very smart here when it comes to this, Momo Watanabe is going to help on purpose this time Saya Kamatani to win the red belt at Dream Queendom. Thus, her going back to Stardom, her going back to Queen's Quest and not reforming, but rejuvenating Queen's Quest and refreshing them up and getting in them a fresh new start. They're not particularly probably becoming leader, but Momo's going to help. Momo is going to help Saya near the end to win the red belt here. By the way, that show I was talking about is actually not in New Japan. She is going to compete in New Japan's Academy Showcase and the new Texas Pro, but she's also going to do MLW's Summer of the Beast show. So there's that. Anyway, so that is what I have when it comes to that. So yeah, let me get a drink of water here. I had to cut some of that part out. I was trying to find it. The card. I found it. Thank you, Mr. Scotty Wrestling. Other than that, that is all I have to talk about. Raw, again, phenomenal show. 9 out of 10. I go back and watch it if I was you guys. Come check me out this weekend, depending on whether or not SmackDown is a great show or not. It's probably not going to, so there's probably a good chance I'm not going to do a SmackDown review. The Stardom reveal will be up on Sunday, maybe Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, depending on how I'm feeling. Again, the big pay-per-view Sapporo shows will be a one night review, not a 2-night thing. That's going to be for WrestleMania, and I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do SummerSlam for 2 nights, but we'll see when we get there. Until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. We're out.